My name is Jack. Welcome to the FOTILE America channel. Together with our plumber Ira, we are excited to show you how to install your SD2F-P5 in-sink dishwasher today. We'll start with opening the box. To open our box today, we recommend wearing protective gloves and use a utility. All right, now that we have our box open, we can check to make sure that all the pieces are there. First off, a package containing the use and care manual, the installation guide, rubber pipe, and 5 clamps. Next up is the filter assembly. The filter assembly, 2 pieces, the filtration board and the filter. Filtration board. The spray arm, and that's all the pieces in the top assembly. We remove the top packaging. The in-sink dishwasher unit will be right here. Inside the in-sink dishwasher will be the dish rack. Next to it, the additional vegetable rack. And inside the vegetable rack, there's an additional assembly, a bag that contains a drain pipe assembly, the overflow assembly, as well as the overflow bellows. And those are all the pieces that we need to get started. Now we will cover the components that are necessary for installation but are not part of the box. Most important that you must have is the universal dishwasher supply line. Next up, 1.5 inch 90-degree elbow and a 1.5 inch P-trap, the 1.5 inch slip joint, and a 1.5 inch T-pipe. A sink strainer, faucet of your choosing, a garbage disposal if desired, soap bottle dispenser if desired, and last but not least the air gap if desired. Let me introduce the tools that will be necessary to install the in-sink dishwasher. First of all, safety, most important. Gloves, safety glasses, safety knife. Then we're going to need a caulk gun. We're going to need a drill, channel lock, tape measure, pipe cutter, Phillips head screwdriver, and a flathead screwdriver. Now that we get ready to do the assembly itself, first thing we have to do is take the box and take the unit out of it. This unit is rather heavy, so you will want to use 2 people to help that. With me today is Ira to help me, our plumber. We'll open up the box. Lift it up carefully and lower it. See, this is what I was trying to avoid. Option A and B both involve first installing the sink strainer. Take the sink strainer from the top, hand tighten, and then continue tightening it with the channel lock. At this point right now, we're going to install the drain assembly. Remove the tape holding the rubber gasket in place. Remove the slip knot that is part of the original sink strain, and attach the drain valve using the knot directly onto the drain sink. At this point, we turn the unit over and place it on its face again for further assembly. This is going to be the installation for option A without the air gap. We start by connecting the rubber pipe to the drip hole below the door lock. We then thread it inside and bring it over to connect the rubber pipe to the drain pipe assembly. Once in place, we take the overflow bellows and connect it to the drain pipe assembly pre-installed clamp already there that we use to secure. Then the other side we connected the drain pipe to the drain pipe assembly. We tighten the clamp using a flathead screwdriver. Then we take the drain pipe and use it to connect that to the drain pipe assembly, again using one of the provided clamps. We are now ready to connect to the main drainage pipe. Option B differs from option A with the addition of an air gap kit. Now, this is where we left off with option A. What we're going to do right now is take off the drain hose from the drain pipe. We're going to remove the drain hose and attach it to the air gap kit. We'll attach and fasten the air gap kit with the clamp provided and use the hose that is included with the air gap kit and attach that to the air gap kit and back onto the drain. Once the air gap kit hose is firmly attached to the drain, we are now flipping over the unit to better show what it looks like with the air gap installed. We remove the top from the air gap kit. Insert it through the sink base and reattach. Now that all pieces are firmly attached, we're ready to install the unit to the main line. This is for installation option C. Installing it with the garbage disposal and no air gap. First, we take the sink flange and lay a 1/2 inch thick rope of plumber's putty around the top. Place the sink flange through the top. Now bring in the fiber gasket and place it over. Then the backup flange. Then the upper mounting ring. And last but not least, use the snap ring to secure it in place. Tighten the screws on the upper mounting ring and wipe off the excess plumber's putty on the inside. Once this is secure, take the discharge elbow for the garbage disposal and place that on there facing down. At this point, we are ready to flip over the unit to work on the rest. At this point, we attach the garbage disposal to the sink. Slide the upper mounting ring until it's tight and secure. Now it is time to attach the overflow cross assembly using one of the clamps that was brought with the package. Make sure that the rubber tube hole is facing towards the top of the sink. Attach the rubber tube to the drip hole underneath the door lock and thread the other one through and towards the drip hole on the overflow cross assembly. Now it's time to take the overflow bellows, attach them to the overflow cross assembly using the gasket already provided. And secure the other side using again one of the clamps with the package directly to the unit itself. Once this is tight and secure, now the drain pipe also gets attached to the overflow cross assembly using one of the metal gaskets. Once this is all tight and secure, we are ready to take the unit and attach it to the main line. Option D involves the installation of the air gap kit. That is slightly different from option C, where instead of the drain hose going directly into the overflow cross assembly, we take the drain hose off and now attach it to the air gap kit. Tighten the connection with the clamp provided, and the hose that comes with the air gap kit is the one that we use on the other sides to attach to the overflow cross assembly and the air gap. Again, we're using a clamp to tighten and secure on both ends. To better show how the air gap kit is installed at front, we'll flip over the unit. The air gap kit top comes off and reattach on the other side. We are now ready to place option D and install it to the main drain.
We've completed the preparation checklist, checked out our tools, and now we're ready to embark in the step-by-step process to install the new SD2F-P5 3-in-1 sink dishwasher from FOTILE. Okay, the first thing we want to make sure is that the opening dimensions are 33 by 11/16 and 18 by 15/16. Countertop opening done. We need to plug the dishwasher into a 120 volt outlet. Now we're going to silicone the outside rim of the countertop. Now we're going to drop in the dishwasher. Now we're going to connect the water supply to the dishwasher inlet. Now we're going to install the faucet.
Now that the installation is all finished, we are ready to get started. First things we do, let's open up the unit itself. It's powered up. Let's open it up and remove the packaging on the inside. Take the left post button right here, press and hold. The unit will open up. And let's open up the door. One of the things we have to do right now, remember the parts we began in the first. We take the filtration screen, that goes in first at the bottom, like this. Is the filtration screen, the place is obvious. We go straight down like that. Then the spray arm, place it down, and bottom portions, just click. Now, that is in. To remove the protective packaging from this. This will be a dishwasher basket. Remember, when you use your vegetable, produce, or seafood cleaning functions, you can use the included other basket for that purpose. This goes in the corner. And we're ready to go. Soft open, soft close. You don't have to worry about it breaking. Last step before we get going. The top part is a protective coating. Top left, you can remove that, carefully peel it loose, and this should come up carefully in one fell swoop. We appreciate you being a customer of FOTILE, and we hope you enjoy your units. Thank you.